Mel, I've got 70 new updates. It's going to take a while to do this. I'm just going to update them all.
No, wait, Cam. Use your test phone first.
You're right.
What's up, everybody? Mel here again with Sunrise Compass. Microsoft's ecosystem is all about continuous improvement, and keeping up with all of those new features can be a lot of information. There's a lot of places to look for both the Power Platform and for finance operations. But let's concentrate on Microsoft's core ERP, finance and operations, by having a conversation with one of our Sunrise superstars here, Cameron Cottle, to see how he deals with this. What's up, Cam? Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah. Hey, Mel. Thanks for having me.
All right, so tell me, how many updates per year should we expect?
That's a great question. So in the past few years, Microsoft has been doing around 8 to 10 updates per year. Moving forward, starting in 2024, there's going to be a quarterly update. It's less frequent, but we would expect there to be more features.
Right, and also Microsoft has released something new for us to use, right?
Yeah, so Microsoft released a new release planning tool, which is available online, where you can see visually by month what they're expecting to release. And those releases are also going to be by major area. So you can see what's coming up that's going to be available for warehouse management, production, inventory management, finance, etc.
Okay, so we know that there's a new release available. What do we do next?
Yeah, so anytime that you're wanting to investigate releases for F&O, the first place to go is LCS. From LCS, we can log in, we can see on the environment that there's an update that's available. We can go in and we can see the update, we can see the KB notes that's associated with it, and then we can download that and apply it to our environment. Once it is applied to the environment, we can go to feature management and investigate what features are actually there. Sometimes there may be a little bit of discrepancy of what said was going to be released compared to what actually was released, so it's always good to check.
Okay, so we updated the environment. Where do you go to look at those features? Is everything just on?
No, not really. The new features that are released typically are going to be viewed in the feature management workspace. And all of those features are going to have a different state associated with them. And there's three main states that we want to be aware of. There's preview, which means that we need to opt into it. So you're saying, I want to turn on and use this functionality. There's a feature state which is called on by default. And that means that it's on, but we can still opt out. So if something could break or something doesn't fit with your current process flow, we could turn that feature off. And then the third one to be aware of is mandatory. And that means that it's on and we can't disable it without contacting Microsoft.
You need to use those release notes to know the feature state so that you know how to move forward once you've applied the update in LCS. And not all of these features are created equal, right? And so what are the differing levels of effort required to implement them?
That's right. So there's going to be an easy feature. That may be something like hiding canceled lines on the POS. That's as simple as going into feature management, turning it on, and then from that point on, that feature is going to start working in your environment.
Set it and forget it.
Yeah, a little bit like that, yeah. Then you have features which are a little bit more complex, right? So think about landed cost. You can turn landed cost on, and that's going to immediately show a brand new module in finance and operations. But there's a lot of configurations and thought which may need to go into actually implementing that functionality. So then you're going to have your most complex feature. It's important to note that sometimes those complicated features may require a tier 2 environment or higher because of the Dataverse connectivity. And that may be something like advanced export control, where there's a Dataverse component and you need the ability to tie the Azure application to your D365 environment. Or something like process engineering, where you need to put the environment in a maintenance mode and enable a configuration key in order to get that functionality on. And those may require additional resources, maybe from your IT team.
So you know the feature that you want. Can I just enable it and move on like I did with my phone before?
So generally speaking, no, not really. So with my team, we're working with our customers and potential customers on implementing the features that they may want to see. So we're in sort of test environments, right? So we can turn these things on and off with little to no risk. But I know from being in consulting that that's not really the process that someone would take. So Mel, how are we educating our consultants and customers on how to manage this process?
The thing that we always tell everybody is to make sure to turn these features on in a lower environment, specifically maybe a test environment or a dev environment.
Yeah.
Turn it on and test there. And then move up that ALM chain, that application lifecycle management chain, to the next higher test environment, add more people and test. And then to your next test environment, or whatever that is for you, all the way up to production. So ample testing is really required to ensure you get that customer sign-off so that you can be able to go and turn it on in production. All right, so Cam, any final thoughts for us?
Yeah, so my final thoughts is that Microsoft is continuing to invest a large amount of money and effort into the D365 product. You can see based on the releases that there's tons of new functionality. My thoughts and my best advice is don't be overwhelmed. Take it for what it is, try to investigate what is going to be applicable for your project or your organization, and try to implement those things.
Excellent point, because Dynamics is all about the name, being dynamic. And like Cam said, that Microsoft's constantly improving, right? And so you have to keep up with the pace. So if you have any questions, give Sunrise a call. All right, catch y'all next time on Sunrise Compass. See you later.